This is Michael, ASMR, and welcome back to some air tracing. Recently I've been thinking, oh my god, I just do the same type of video, don't I? I do the same types of videos, but it's because I enjoy them the most, and ultimately in life you should try to do what you enjoy. Pretty samey stuff, but hopefully I do it well. Some of you out there seem to enjoy it, and one of the things I do regularly, or did, was air tracing. Air trace some historical names, seeing as I am doing history at university, in my master's year now. Tons of work. Let's go. We know how air tracing works. I get my finger, and then we think of things on the fly, because as always I don't think of which names or whatever I might be tracing. I'm just so talented like that. Okay, so names from history, in no particular order of significance or anything like that, apart from this first one, who I think is the most intelligent person of all time. Bit of a clue. Socrates, and not the Brazilian footballer. No. The Greek guy, asking questions all the time. We only know that we don't know. Right, Socrates? Okay. Other people from history. Okay, so, you just ramble in between as your brain just goes, who the fuck do we have to call on here? This mind is so blank. But we go and we think of this person. Napoleon Bonaparte. French dude. One of the greatest military generals of all time. I know. That's cool. Well done, that guy. Okay, here we go. We have people from history. Another Greek guy, Aristotle. Yeah. He was intelligent. What more is there to say, You don't need a complete rundown of all these people that I'm saying. He's mainly just here for the ASMR trigger. Right, I get that. I've got a cold, by the way, at the moment. So I'm just sort of dying at the same time. But I'm enjoying this, because it's getting me to actually move more than I have been recently. Oh god, who like we have from history? Aha. Alexander the Great of Macedonia. He fucked some shit up, then got to, was he age 27? I've conquered all these worlds. Now what the fuck do I do? I wonder if that's how the top ASMR artists feel. ASMR Darling just goes, I've conquered this world. What else is there for me to do? Anyway, PewDiePie's got to feel like that. Okay. Alright, slightly different. The Venerable Bede. You might not have heard of him, but he was a Christian scholar, historian, one of the early historians of England. He wrote a lot of good stuff. He was, you know, trying his little monk head out. You know, was he a monk? I don't know. Probably. They're all the main scholars in those days seemed to be religious monks. So, Venerable Bede, unsung hero outside of academic circles. Okay, what do we have? Ah. Julius Caesar. I'm sure you've heard of the Caesars. At home with the Caesars. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing time. The Roman Empire. My God. Culturally did so much. Alright, so much crap as well, but find me societies and things that don't do some crap. They did a lot of immense stuff. That's how I write in my essays. He did some immense stuff. Can I graduate now? For my dissertation, I'm looking at Roman and Greek stuff, so that's in my head at the moment. But I don't want it to be too focused on that. Who do we have? Okay. Horatio Nelson. You've surely heard of Nelson. If you're English, anyway. Unless some millennials. You don't fucking know anyone, do you, millennials? What is that, like a Marvel villain or something? No. Amazing English general, in the Navy, I think. On the water, anyway. Yeah, he was quite the leader of men, it seems like, Nelson. Anyway, who else? I've got one, I don't know how you spell it. We can't Google shit, that's cheating. I'll have a crack at the spelling. Tutankhamun, ancient Egypt. I think he died pretty young, but yeah, all those pharaohs. We mainly think of Tutankhamun, don't we? Let's face it. And when we think of writing, who do we think of? Billy Shakes. William Shakespeare. Did he even exist? Fuck it, his works did. Or those works did. And, yeah. He must have been writing all day long. Quite the guy, William Shakespeare. Okay, who else do we have? Okay. Ugh. Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton, folks. What a guy. Gravity. You drop something, it falls on your head. Why is that? Gravity. Not that we still particularly know everything about gravity, but what an intellectual. What a weirdo. Isaac Newton. Apparently a virgin. Which might have might have meant that he was gay, covered up. Who knows? Doesn't really matter. What matters was his intellect and the strides that he made, calculus, inventions. He apparently had a little needle stuck in his eye. He was experimenting. He was inquisitive. What a mind. Speaking of minds. Albert Einstein. Oh, you gotta love the amazing German Jew. What a guy. I love Albert Einstein. Just as intelligent as Newton. How do you measure it? It's very difficult. But incredibly important thinking. I loved his thought experiments, his imagination. You know, he was a great mathematician, but he actually had others do the toughest maths for him. Their names are even on his best papers. But in terms of thinking outside the box, I'm not sure there's been anybody better than Albert Einstein. Thank you, Albert. Thank you for your hair as well. It was much appreciated, as you can see. Okay. All men. I know all men is awful, isn't it? That's a tragedy. It's just you can't think of too many. Okay, alright. A couple of women. I've got a couple. I don't have any non-binaries, so I apologize for that. I really do. I don't have any famous animals or inanimate objects either, so just bear with me. I think it's with a C, not a K. Joan of Arc. Yeah, she was killed again very young. Poor lass. But made her mark. Her legacy outstripped that of those of the people who burned her at the stake. Unjustly, apparently. But again, be careful what you read. What you read is full of lies, exaggerations, interpretations, so it's difficult. But from what we know, Joan of Arc, she went for it, she did her thing, and yeah, you have to respect that. Died at the age of 19, I think. Damn. That's rough. Anyway. Florence Nightingale, the most famous nurse you could ever think of. Well done, Florence. Don't know what else to say, really. You nursed people back to health, and that is one of the very important aspects for femininity, care providers. That's fantastic. A great role model for people, for women. Should be celebrated. She is celebrated. Oh, well done. That's great. Let's continue by tracing her name. I have continued Florence's good work and legacy. You're welcome, Florence. What else do we have? Okay. Aha. Charles Darwin. Well done, Charles. Again, another wonderful hairstyle. Very important. Evolution, progressing society, and science, discovery, knowledge of animals, knowledge of ourselves. Again, he wasn't the only one to do that kind of stuff, but the most prominent. I remember when I went to the British Museum in London, his head was there, or his bust, as they call it. That was great, worthwhile. Charles Darwin. Don't know what else to say. Well done, Charles. Let's finish with the most historical name you could think of. You don't need me to ramble on after him to eat up the time. I mean to showcase my personality. I mean to entertain you folks. That's the right answer. So let's end on this wonderful last name. Goodbye, folks. Enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your future lives, whatever you do. It's been fun. Jesus.